And then I'll use timing. Don't need no 50-50. I'll just use this move. If you want to learn Tekken, you want to be the defender and not the aggressor. You'll learn this game 100 times faster if you're just willing to block. Thank you for the donation. Hello, SWE. How are you today? One question. When you train yourself in Tekken, there's just no punctuation here. When you train yourself in Tekken, how you use all the moves and train you did in ranking, I feel when I face someone, I forget everything and start doing shit, show, moves, any solution ideas, thanks. I'm trying to understand what you're saying. If you mean I guess what you're saying is you're autopiloting. You're just doing shit. The key to being a good Tekken player is to always being open-minded during a match, analyzing your game, your opponent, and being willing to change your game plan as you go. But the reality is that if you boot up every match and you just do the same thing, you're not thinking during the loading screen, what character am I going up against? What can I do here? And granted, obviously, it takes a lot of knowledge to even have a game plan. You have to understand the mechanics of this game, the fundamentals, and the characters. I don't play Kazuya the same way against Lee as I do against, let's say, another Kazuya. Those are completely different matchups, and my game plan will change. So you need to acquire a certain amount of knowledge regarding the game and the characters. And then, when you've done that, you need to always be open-minded again and try, as you're playing, analyze your opponent, adjust your game plan. What does he like to do? There's so many ways of beating someone in this game, you know. If I go up against a much less experienced Tekken player than myself, I don't need Kazuya's 50-50. I don't need this. I'll beat you simply by punishing what you're doing. Oh, I'll duck that high, boom, boom. And I'll use punishment, which is matchup knowledge. And then I'll use timing. Don't need no 50-50. I'll just use this move. Because if you're much less experienced than I am, I'll be able to, within 2 rounds, analyze and download your timing. And anytime you press a button, I'll be ahead of you. Kablam, and you're dead. And that's just pure fundamentals. And that's what you want to acquire, rather than, oh, usually it works out really well for me when I play Kuni and I do bam, 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 generic string into generic string, and then I do this one, and it always catches them off guard. Or at Kazuya, you know what I do? I do 3-1-4 into unblockable, and it always works. Yeah, it's gonna work for a while, but eventually you're going to run into someone who's solid, and they'll smoke you. Or that stuff works for... You quickly run out of these flowcharts, and it works for like 2 matches, and then you start losing. Because the other player is better than you at the core game. He sees your tricks, and then he deals with them, and he beats you. So that's why I always try and say you have to be aware when you play. Always aware. And you want to be the person that responds to whatever the opponent is doing. A reactive playstyle rather than a very aggressive playstyle where you empty out your tricks. If you want to learn Tekken, you want to be the defender and not the aggressor. You'll learn this game 100 times faster if you're just willing to block. 100 times faster. 90% of people who play this game, they pick a character that is highly aggressive and they do shit. But they never learn the game. And sometimes we actually make it to Fujin or even above. Playing a certain type of character and being very aggressive, but they never truly understand the game. And they never really learn matchups. And in the end, they're just gonna plateau really hard. And it can be seen as a shortcut, but there's no shortcut to becoming a great Tekken player. The guys who do it right, are the guys who 2 weeks into this game start blocking a lot. It might sound counterintuitive, but they pick up this game so much faster than everyone else. So much faster. So yeah, it can seem as very motivating to pick up a character, start spamming, and get big ranks quickly. But you will eventually get run over by the guys who don't get the ranks quickly. They block a lot. But when you plateau, they speed past you within 12 months, pretty much, because they actually learned to play Tekken. But yeah, I can't stress enough, Rinko, how much you will get better in this game if you just always question what you are doing during a match. And what is the opponent doing? That's where the game lies. It's the mind games. What is my opponent doing and what am I doing? Always question yourself as you're playing. And this is hard to do if you get emotional, which is very easy to do when you play a competitive game. We all get emotional. Doesn't matter if it's StarCraft, Dota, Tekken, Street Fighter. It's very competitive. We get emotional. So you have to think about your mental state as well. So try not to get too invested into your rank and emotional, because that is going to cloud your judgment a lot. And when you get emotional, you stop thinking. You really stop thinking. So try to have fun as well when you play. And it's been stressed a million times, but look at small victories. Oh, I got a sick electric punish. Boom! I feel like a winner. Doesn't matter if I lose the match. I did something sick. Like, see the small victories you get. Wow, I did a sidestep into 1-1-2. I've never done that before. What a sick punish. Nice. That's a victory. You progress. You're starting to do stuff you couldn't do before. You're becoming a better Tekken player. Doesn't matter that you lost the match. That's why, again, I just want to stress that picking Katarina and mashing a button and quickly getting into orange ranks, while a Kazuya player is stuck in light blue ranks, doesn't mean they're a better Tekken player. Right? And again, that's just a shortcut that leads to a quick plateau. Unless the Katarina player obviously applies the fundamentals and the patience and everything. But yeah, I hope this helps. Could you rank the Mishimas from hardest to easiest? I do believe Kazuya is the hardest Mishima to play, and it's not even close in my opinion. After that, I'd probably say, do we include Jin here? I would probably say Kazuya, Jin, Heihachi, Devil Jin. Devil Jin is the easiest. I think Devil Jin is harder. Oh, I don't, Yuan. I just do not. I hear that quite a bit though, but Kazuya to me is so limited in his approach. So limited and so high execution that Devil Jin to me is easier.